welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jackie Aina, aka Jackie O. If you are not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You're here because you sick and tired of walking around looking like bacon grease. You sick and tired of frying chicken off of your forehead. I get it, it's a struggle for me, but fortunately I've come a long, when I tell you a long way in finding products that fit oily combination skin, I have it down to a science. I'm only going to talk about beauty products in this video. I'm going to do a completely separate video dedicated to skincare because it's so in depth and there's so much to be said and so many tips I can offer that this video would probably be an hour. So we're just going to keep this based on beauty and makeup products. And just to reiterate, these tips are going to be for those of you guys looking for ways to manage and control oily and sometimes combination skin, because combination can fall under the oily category. If you have dry skin, I'm just going to tell you, I would not be the best to advise for dry skin products because my skin's only dry if I take certain acne medications, so I don't feel that struggle all year round, so I don't constantly look and try products all year round. You need to find a vlogger that has very, very dry skin and go from there. I just would not be the best to give advice for that, okay? A primer is definitely necessary if you have oily skin because oily skin tends to cause makeup to break up a lot easier and quicker, and it just starts sliding around, you know, like an ice skater. A primer helps to grab it, okay? Grab a hold of that foundation, keep it locked. My all-time, all-day primer of life is Becca Ever Matte Poreless Primer. This stuff is heavy duty. It is a heavy duty primer. It can be a little tricky to use, but I find that if you put it in your finger or put it in the back of your hands and warm it up first and then apply it and like dab it into the skin, it goes on so smoothly. This is the primer for someone who wants to look matte for a long time. For a very long time. Now, as with any of these products, guys, I cannot guarantee a product is going to work for you. There's no way I'm going to know if it's going to work for you. I would suggest heading to Sephora. They do sell Becca at Sephora. Ask for sample. Don't be shy, you know, before you spend that coin, because this is the most expensive primer I'm going to be sharing today. So definitely try before you buy. I really, really like the Makeup Forever Step 1. This is probably like the next best thing to Becca. It's not as expensive. It kind of has the same consistency. It's not as heavy, but it does essentially do the same thing. So this is that primer for someone who wants more of a heavy duty, like I need to be matte. I don't always want to look matte, but sometimes, you know, it just calls for a matte, flat, fresh face. So I will go for these two primers. These are definitely my super, super matte arsenals right now. One primer that I've been testing out lately, and I really like this primer because it's got SPF in it. This is the Murad Invisiblur Perfecting Shield. I already feel like I literally am almost 3/4 done with this bottle, and I bought it last week. What's really good? I don't even wear that much makeup. Like, I'm confused. I don't know if it's just I just put on a lot, but this has SPF 30, so it's going to protect the skin, shield the skin, and it adds that blur. Like when they say it's an Invisiblur, it really does blur. It smooths the skin. It allows the foundation to lay on smoothly, and it just kind of creates that. One thing that primers are also great for is it makes a protective barrier between what's on the makeup and what's on your skin. So it's kind of like blocking the skin from really absorbing what's in makeup. A lot of people with oily skin, combination skin, tend to have problems with pores. Sometimes primers by themselves do not cover or diminish pores, so I like using pore minimizing products. My two all-time favorite products, which unfortunately are not cheap. One of them, the cheapest of the two, is from MAC. It is their Prep and Prime Skin Refine Zone. This is going to shrink the pores. It also mattifies the skin, and it's actually good enough to be used as a primer. I don't use this on its own though. I use it on top of primers. So if I like the way that my skin looks, but I still need the pores to kind of zap a little bit, I'll go in with a little bit, like I would say a pea-sized amount, right in this area in the center of my forehead, maybe a little bit on my nose, and I'm good. My next favorite thing that kind of does the same thing in a different way is the Lancome Visionnaire 1 Minute Blur. This literally is a blur tool for pores. It is Photoshop for pores, okay? The difference between what the Refine Zone from MAC does and the Visionnaire from Lancome does is the Refine Zone shrinks the pores and it diminishes them, whereas the Visionnaire 1 Minute Blur coats the pores, so it fills them in. So it's kind of like it's got that soft, it's almost like a primer. So ultimately, I guess it just depends on, do you want your face to be blurred or do you want the pores to be gown? Because this is a smoother. I've tried quite a few mainstream setting sprays in my day, and some of them are okay. I just don't really ever notice any major differences until I started trying this one from Basha. It is the white charcoal mattifying spray. They sent me this and it sat in my collection or drawer for a couple months before I actually thought like, oh wait, I have this, and I tried it and I'm so glad I did, because it actually is, in my opinion, one of the only sprays that I've tried at like a Sephora brand or Ulta brand store that actually mattifies the skin. I've heard some people saying that they get like white spots on their face when they use the spray. I don't experience that. I wouldn't recommend something that had some type of weird adverse reaction, just an FYI. But yeah, I don't experience that. Only thing I experience from this spray is matte heaven. If you have oil slick skin, then you probably are sick and tired of putting your brows on and having them be gone in like an hour. And I would definitely say my Benefit, all of the new brow products from Benefit, they're waterproof, so once you put them on, they stay put. I never have to worry about, oh my god, my brows are disappearing. Like, they're just Gucci. This is an SPF that I like using from Urban Decay. It is the Naked Skin One and Done Hybrid Complexion Perfector. This came out earlier this year, and I did not think I would like it as much as I did. I really, really like this because it's one of the only SPFs that don't make me oily, that don't make me super shiny. I can slap this on my no makeup days, and I won't have to worry about my skin not being protected. Obviously, I'm big on SPF, you know, as a brown girl, SPF is so important, but SPF can be so greasy. And that's why in that skincare video, I'm going to show you guys some of my other favorite SPF infused products that are good for oily skin. Good looking out, Urban Decay, because I love, love, love this stuff. It's very matte and it's very lightweight, and it has a light amount of coverage. Some people have a really hard time with concealers because most people that are oily, just like I'm getting a little oily now, tend to be oily right in this area. So what you experience is concealers that don't stay put, concealers that move around too much, that start to separate. And I would say the top two concealers I have that usually, they're not really mattifying, but they definitely stay in place, is the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer and the Black Opal Total Coverage Spot and Scar Eraser. This is a heavy duty concealer that feels just as heavy as it is. It's very heavy. So if you like lighter coverage, don't go with this one. But I will say it's very creamy, but once it's set, it stays put and it dries to a nice semi-matte finish. And the same thing with NARS Creamy Radiant, except it doesn't have as much coverage, but it's just as beautiful. You get a good, and when I say good, a beautiful amount of coverage. And what I love about their concealers is they run golden, not too red, not too pink, not too cool. A lot of people always ask me, how do I deal with oily eyelids? Personally, I actually don't, surprisingly. Oily eyelids is not something that I usually deal with. If I were to recommend an eyeshadow primer that would keep the eyeshadows from slipping and sliding around, I would definitely say Sephora's Glitter Guard. The only thing is, I recently was looking on Sephora's website and I could not find this. Did they discontinue it? I pray to God they didn't. It's supposed to be for glitter, but you can use it for eyeshadow. They don't need to know. They don't need to know. It's none of their business. Somebody asks you, why are you using glitter? Tell them, I do what I want. I'm grown, okay? It's like 100. Girl, it's like 105 today, and I live by the beach, so you know if it's hot in my hood, then it's hot. When you highlight, you have to be careful, and you guys are always putting me on blast in my videos. Yes, I know, highlights texture of my skin. That's what they're supposed to do. It's called a highlighter for a reason. But what people don't understand is you guys are seeing me in 1080p, okay? 1080p is not 1080p in real life. So when I put something on, what you may see in camera, you're not gonna see in person. But anyway, the tip that I want to share are highlighters that don't highlight oily skin, that don't highlight pores, in my opinion, the ones that I use. Hourglass is infamous for their highlighters because they aren't as they're not as bulbous as some of the highlighters that are out there on the market, but that's a good thing because your skin's oily, so you probably have larger pores. Probably, not necessarily. But if you do and you're looking for a highlighter that's not going to make them so obvious, I would definitely go Hourglass. The two that I use are Radiant Light and Radiant Bronze Light. They run like a golden. I just like gold because of my skin tone. And the last items that I'm going to talk about are translucent powders. So these are powders that are going to set your concealer. You have to set your concealer. It's almost a must-have if you have oily skin, because otherwise, you guys know what's going to happen. Your concealer under eye gonna be up here by the end of the day. And who you gonna be mad at? Nobody but yourself, because you just said it was powder. Whose fault is that? So I really, really like, you guys know this has been my arsenal for years. It is Sacha Buttercup. This is one of your golden powders. This is not going to work for every complexion though, but it is really, really good at locking in the foundation. I can use this all over my face without looking ashy. I can use this under eye without getting a ton of flashback. And I get the benefits of an oil controlling powder. If I want something that's more off-white or beige, I'm going to reach for my Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is amazing. Amazing at controlling oil, and it's super buttery soft. Don't be afraid of Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder. It's off-white. It's not a bright pure white. I honestly don't think bright pure white I think that only looks good on like the lightest of the lightest shades, maybe some mediums. Like translucent is just not translucent on everyone, but I really like this powder because it actually is translucent, and I feel it's a little bit more versatile for more skin tones, and it controls oil really, really well. And shout out to them because they make this travel size, so we be rolling, okay? And last but certainly not least, before I sweat my wig off, is the Benefit Professional Agent Zero Shine. It pretty much does the same exact thing as Laura Mercier. However, I hate this bottle. I don't like this bottle at all, because with Laura, you can just open it, boom, boom, bam, and you put your sponge in or whatever you're using to set your powder, you're done. This, you actually have to open it and pour the powder out. So I feel like product gets wasted when you do that. So Benefit, if this came in a jar, I would love you. I still like the product nonetheless. Great at controlling oil, and it pretty much is the same exact color as Laura. It's that off-white, really, really versatile product, and great at minimizing shine. So those are pretty much all of the products that I have for controlling oil. If you have any products that you feel I missed that, like Jackie, if you have oily skin, you've got to try this. Definitely let me know in the comments down below. I know somebody's probably going to ask for a waterproof eyeliner. I don't really have a waterproof pencil eyeliner that I really, really love. So if you have one that you can suggest, let us know in the comments down below. Please be sure to subscribe on your way out. I would love to see you come back, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.